What's good, everybody? Corbino here, and in this video I'm just gonna talk about what I want to see in the MCU. And I've had this list on my phone since May, and I just haven't got around to talking about it, and it makes me kind of mad because now some of the things I've talked about are in the works. But anyways, I'm gonna talk about no specific order or anything. I'm just gonna talk about 3 characters I'd like to see entered into it, 3 movies I'd like to see, and 3 TV shows. And we're going to start off with the characters. First one is Power Pack. Now that's 4 characters. That's a whole team. Those are 4 kids, like Zero G, Lightspeed, freaking Energizer, is that one of them? Mass Matter. Either way, I've only read a few of their comics. I've read their crossovers with other teams, and I just think they're a cool, it's a kid group. I think they're a cool little team. And Lightspeed ends up growing up. You can play as her on the newest Lego game, and she appears in some of the Runaway comics. But I just find them to be a cool kid team, and I think it would be cool to just put them in the MCU. You know, just have more characters. And I'm thinking put them in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So you know, maybe they appear and start. I'm only a few episodes into season 1 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I still need to watch that, and then I'll be caught up with all MCU things. But I'm thinking that you know, from what I get out of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., a new meta-human, whatever they call them, super being, whatever you want to call it, appears, and they go and check it out, see what the deal is. I'm thinking the Power Pack appears, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. goes and investigates, and it just sort of, you know, it can just be a few episodes thing, and they can reappear throughout different shows or movies, whatever. I think it would be a cool thing to explore. It'd be easy enough, you know, it wouldn't take too much CGI. It's just you gotta find 4 little kids that can act, you know, it wouldn't be too hard. But yeah, I think that'd be cool to see them in the MCU. I'm saying just introduce them on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Next person is Spider-Woman. Over the past year, I've really fallen in love with Jessica Drew. I've known who she was for years, never really cared, but I've really fallen in love with her comic book series. I've read some of her old ones now. I've been reading her entire series since October. But yeah, I've read some of her old things. I've seen her in cartoons. I've watched some of her crossovers, and I'm thinking, now we got Spider-Man back, and we got him in the MCU. You can introduce him in that. If we don't do that, her best friend is Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel. Her movie's coming up soon. Even in that movie, you could just show Jessica Drew, just as a human, and then bring her in later on. You know, as Spider-Woman, she could get her own movie later on if she needed to. But I'd like to see that character in the MCU. It'd be really cool. The next person is Nova. The kid Nova. I guess you could show Richard, whatever his name is, Nova's dad. But Sam, the young Nova that I'm now used to from Avengers. I've really fallen in love with that character. And we were introduced to the Nova Corps in Guardians of the Galaxy. So you could introduce any of the Novas now. And I'm thinking that'd be really cool to see them. Just bring them into one of Guardians of the Galaxy movies, you know? Wouldn't be too hard. So those are the 3 characters. Power Pack with the team of characters, Spider-Woman and Nova. It'd be easy enough, I feel like. It could be fun. The movies, I'd like to see Cloak and Dagger. That would be so awesome. Tell me it would not. Cloak, I don't know a lot about Cloak and Dagger. I've seen him in cartoons. I've seen him in a lot of Spider-Man comics. I've seen him in Runaways. I have a hero click of them. But besides that, I don't really know too much about them. And they're either together or they're brother and sister. Because I remember I thought they were one of those, and then I found out they were the other. So it threw me off. But either way, Cloak is this black guy with a giant cloak. You can get inside and travel places, go to other places. Dagger, I don't really know what Dagger does. they're really dark and crazy. I like that duo. I think it would be a cool addition to the MCU. It could be a cool movie that you don't really need to obviously it's attached to the different movies, but it doesn't really need to tie in, you know. Make it in Phase 4. We don't need to have the Infinity Stones or nothing. Just make it its own thing. They're fighting whoever they're fighting. It could be a darker movie. It'd be fun. I think that would be really cool to see them in their own movie, because I feel like not a lot of people know about them, so I feel like you can't just throw them in and have them there. I feel like they need to have a full backstory and everything. You need to know what's going on with them. Next thing is West Coast Avengers. I've loved West Coast Avengers since I've gotten the comics. Well, since I discovered them, so a few years after I got into comics. West Coast Avengers is, well, Avengers on the West Coast, and it's led by Hawkeye. Now, Iron Man has been on the team, but if they were to make this movie, I don't want Tony Stark in it because, and I don't hate him or nothing. I've really grown to like Iron Man the past year. But it's Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., you know what I mean? Everybody's gonna flock to that movie, and they're gonna make it a Robert Downey Jr. movie. I don't want that. Yeah, not a lot of people, because of Age of Ultron, people have really grown to Hawkeye more than they were before. But Hawkeye's already not that popular of a character in the MCU, so if they put in Iron Man, you know what I mean? That's just gonna take no one's gonna pay attention to him. So I think Iron Man will have to just sit this one out. Make West Coast Avengers sole lead, and Mockingbird is what's her name, Bobby Morse or something, Bobby whatever her name is, his wife, and not in the MCU because he's married to some random girl, but Bobby aka Mockingbird is in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I haven't been introduced to her yet, I don't think, but she is in at some point. Those are 2 members already. Tigra, I don't know how we'd get her into the, MCU, but that's a character. Moon Knight, which we've been hearing rumors of shows and whatnot, but that could be something, toss him in there. Who else do we got? Wonder Man, there's been the rumors, it's confirmed, right, about Wonder Man being in Guardians of the Galaxy 2? I'm not positive, but that's another one of their teammates. Hank Pym hangs out with them a lot. We have old Hank Pym, so that doesn't really matter. But we'd have to get the rights for him. Who else do we got? I'm trying to think. There's a member that wasn't on it for too long. Oh. But yeah, I think that'd be a really cool thing. And like the cover, like in Civil War, everyone freaked out because Hawkeye shot the arrow with Ant-Man on the tip. That's from West Coast Avengers. That cover is from one of those issues. I think that'd be a cool movie. We don't gotta make a bunch of sequels. Just one movie. Just one movie to be like, hey, we got multiple Avengers teams. And we got more superheroes. Because really all we ever see is the Avengers. And now Guardians. Soon to be Doctor Strange. But besides that, we've only seen all the same people non-stop, you know? The Marvel Universe is huge. Yeah, we don't have the rights to Fantastic Four, X-Men. But it's huge. We still have so many other characters we could use. Another movie I think would be good is Hawkeye and Black Widow. People have been trying to get a Black Widow movie forever. I don't know what you'd call it. It could be Hawkeye and Black Widow and Hawkeye. No, I don't know. Either way, I think that'd be a cool movie to explore because they're best friends, and you see that in the movies. But you don't see why, what built their relationship. You don't see that at all. And I think it would be cool. Like, in Avengers, the very first one, they keep talking about Budapest, I think it is. What happened in Budapest? I'd like to know that. So show me what happened in Budapest. It could be a flashback movie, the entire thing. Or it could be them just going on some mission. Either way, it would be cool to see both their backstories. It could show small clips of her, like the little visions you see in Age of Ultron. You could be more in depth about that. We could show Hawkeye being trained at the circus, because that's his origin. He's from the circus. And he trains with a guy named Swordsmaster, which would be cool. You don't got to do much with him. Just put him in that one flashback. And that'd be cool to see him in the MCU. You're like, okay, there's another character. Cool. It'd be an easy enough movie. You could do just a small-time villain. It'd be a quick little thing you could do. Alright, now we're on to TV shows. Number 1, Blade. Yeah, I'd love to see Wesley Snipes back as Blade, but he's getting pretty old, I figure. I don't even know how old that guy is. But I've only seen the first 2 Blades. I think there's 2 more after that. But Wesley Snipes kills it as Blade. He's amazing, and they did Blade right, in my opinion. I don't know too much about him, but they did Blade right. If they could, do that again, make it, slightly better in ways, make it different, make it a TV show, because I think Blade, unless they want to have a full-on Blade movie series, like Captain America or Iron Man, then they can't do him justice in just a few movies. You gotta have at least a season, 2 seasons. It'd be really cool to see him chopping up vampires, you know what I mean? And it could introduce Morbius. Oh, I was thinking about this. That's not one of the characters, but Morbius, he's more of a Spider-Man character. But that's a character you could toss into Blade because he's a vampire. Mojo, is that the big fat guy? He's a Blade guy, but he's also X-Men. But either way, that could be an easy thing to do. Yeah, that would be really fun. And like, Blade was really popular when those movies came out, and now people probably don't even know who he is. Bring him back, and people are gonna be like, holy crap, I love this guy. And we need more black people in the MCU, more black superheroes. Next, Moon Knight. I was talking about this earlier. I think I saw rumors about a Blade and Moon Knight TV series since I made this list, and it makes me mad. I wish I would have done this before then, because it would have made me more excited. But either way, Moon Knight, I know nothing about him. Nothing. I know he's a white guy. He's legit psychotic. A lot of people say he's like the Marvel's Batman, but Batman's like not psychotic. Like, he's, from what I know, he's legit crazy. He's been locked up, like, you know, in straitjackets, everything. But yeah, introduce him in the show, bring him over to West Coast Avengers. That could be an easy thing to do. But I just think that'd be a cool movie. It'd be a darker movie, or not movie, a cool show. It'd be a darker show, just like Daredevil. And it'd just be real violent, and it'd be cool. I'd like seeing the point of view of, like, these crazy psychotic people. It's awesome to explore their psyche, you know what I mean? That would be a cool person to see. Just him going crazy. I don't know anything about him, I really don't, but it would just, I feel like that'd be an awesome idea. It'd be a cool TV show. Now, the last show was just confirmed like 2 days ago. Oh my god, it made me incredibly happy. The Runaways. Runaways, I have a poster right here. Either way, Runaways, if you know me at all, well, I mean, I guess I don't talk about it as much as I used to, but Runaways were my very first comic book ever. Runaways were my very first comic book ever. First graphic novel, first comic, everything. I was at the library, and I saw, it was when I first started really getting into superheroes and wanting to write comics. I was at the library, and I saw a book that's called Runaways, and the guy, one of the kids on the cover, Alex, you just saw him up there, he had an afro. I used to have an afro. He had glasses. I have glasses. Black. I'm black. And I was like, oh my god, this guy's me. I got real excited, grabbed the book, took it, loved it. And I felt even cooler because there's a lot of cussing and whatnot. And at one point, Chase, he gets these x-ray goggles, and he uses them on Carolina and Nico, and you see them in their bra and underwear. And I remember as like a little 5th grader, I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. I'm seeing boobies. I mean, it wasn't boobs, but still. And they cussed, and I just thought I was the coolest person for being able to read that. But no, really fantastic comic book series. I think I've read the first 7 or 8 volumes, and I read they did it like during the Battle Award event last fall, or last summer. I think it was just a 3-part series. I read that, wasn't very good. I read the Civil War Runaways versus Young Avengers, was good. All the characters, it would be so awesome. And what's awesome is it's just been confirmed to be a Hulu show. And it's going to be connected to the rest of the shows, even though the rest of the shows are on Netflix or on TV. But it's going to be connected to the rest of the shows and movies. And oh my god, I'm just so freaking excited for this. I don't know who they're going to cast as the people, but Marvel always does an amazing job as casting. I mean, some characters are iffy, but most of them, they do amazing at casting them. And I just would love... And yeah, it's going to take some CGI because Carolina does her flying around thing, and Nico's got her staff that comes out of her, and you got Gertrude with old Lace, the dinosaur. But oh my god, their parents are evil, and they got to fight, and oh my god, it's such an amazing series. Seriously, go check it out. The Charleston Library's got them, Public Library's got them, like the Parkersburg one, the Vienna one. Now, I'm sure other places do. Comic book stores got them. Order them online, read them on your phone. That's one of my favorite comic book series of all time. I think that would be an awesome, awesome idea. But that is all the characters and things I wanted to talk about that I want to see in the MCU. Yeah, and if you have any characters or anything, like another character my friend was talking about was Ghost Rider. She loves him, and now he's been confirmed to be in season 4. Is it season 4 that's coming up, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? But yeah, if you have any characters or movie ideas, put them in the comments below. I want to hear about it. I love talking about this stuff. Just, yeah. Oh my god, I'm so excited for the rest of these movies, and I just hope to see all these things come to life on the big screen. It would just be awesome. It would just be the best. And yeah, that's it. And until next time, stay geeky, guys.